Hello and welcome. My name is Mari Harger and I'm reporting from the San Francisco Bay Area. Some of you may not even be aware of how many companies in Silicon Valley are working on autonomous cars. I don't really notice it myself because I live here, but a friend from Taiwan did notice. She lives in London and works there on driver assistance systems and automation, but May Mobility is the only company whose test vehicles she regularly encounters there. Here in the San Francisco Bay Area, on the other hand, she constantly came across vehicles with sensor racks, and she sent me the photos of them all week long, asking who they were. On Monday, I took her on a little robotaxi hunt. That means we drove between San Francisco and San Jose, passing the headquarters and depots of some of the companies. In just under 5 hours, we visited the headquarters of more than a dozen different manufacturers and saw a whole range of autonomous cars on the roads. We also came across a few vehicles that we did not recognize. I wanted to take you along on a robotaxi hunt, at least virtually, and show you what's going on here. Let's start in San Francisco, where we saw all the Waymos that are already operating as driverless robotaxis. They complete more than 1 million trips per month in 6 cities and regions across the US. We made a little detour to Waymo's largest depot in San Francisco, where we could see more than 100 robotaxis from above. These included both the Jaguar I-Pace and the new Seeker vehicles, which are painted light blue. Incidentally, each of these vehicles costs around $200,000 to $250,000. This is no longer a youth research project. There is real money behind it. Then we saw the test vehicles from Zoox, the Toyota Highlanders, and of course, these new cabin scooters, which came with a driver's seat or steering wheel. In between, a vehicle from Woven Planet, a subsidiary of Toyota, drove in front of our lens. In Foster City, we drove past the Zoox headquarters again to see the vehicles there. On the highway, we came across this Lexus, which I don't know who is using as a platform for the development of autonomous car. In Mountain View, we stopped by Nuro, where we not only saw their test vehicles, but also one of the new Lucid Nuro prototypes. Lucid Motors is an electric car manufacturer in Newark, right next to Fremont, which currently produces 2 vehicles, the Lucid Air and, most recently, the Lucid Gravity. We saw the latter equipped with neurosensor racks. This is intended to be a joint project to develop a robotaxi. Right next to the Nuro headquarters, we also saw one of GM Cruise cars. Although GM shut down its subsidiary Cruise 6 months ago, the company is now making a 180-degree turn in an effort to revive Cruise. Kodiak is located in the same neighborhood and manufactures autonomous trucks. Thor Drive is also located in Mountain View, although they are testing passenger cars. They are developing autonomous trucks. Thor Drive's neighbor is Gatik, which is also working on autonomous trucks. Here's one of them. Not far from there is Aurora, which is also developing autonomous trucks, but we couldn't see any vehicles, so there's just a regular picture of them. We then continued on to Santa Clara, where a number of other manufacturers are located. Once upon a time, there was Plus AI, which manufactures autonomous trucks. We saw at least 3 of these Class 8 trucks, but we also encountered several cars with sensor racks around the Plus AI headquarters, so I suspect that they also belong to them. Then we came across a Tesla Model Y that had several LiDARs. These are used for ground truth tests, for example, to calibrate new cameras. At NVIDIA, we saw some of their Mercedes vehicles. NVIDIA, the manufacturer of GPUs, has 3,000 employees who develop systems for the automotive industry, and they also have several test vehicles. In San Jose, we visited the branch of the Chinese manufacturer WeRide. And right next door is Tensor, formerly known as AutoX, which recently unveiled a robocar. Finally, we drove past Pony AI in Fremont. Those were all the vehicles we saw in a single afternoon in the San Francisco Bay Area. That's about half of all manufacturers that currently have licenses in California. As of today, there are 28. That gives a pretty good insight into how much is going on, how much money is being invested, and how fierce the competition is. How did my friend from London like it? She was thrilled. She felt like she was in paradise. If you want to know more, visit my long-running blog at thelastdriverlicenseholder.com, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so that you'll be notified when the new videos are posted. That's it from me, the San Francisco Bay Area. See you next time.